So the president is saying by executive order he wants to overturn part of the 14th Amendment to the Constitution that allows anyone born in the United States to be a U.S. citizen. There's a process for amending the Constitution, and it's not a president acting like a king and saying, I'm changing it, right? So it shows his belief that there is no set of rules that governs him, and he thinks he can do whatever he wants. And he can. And he can't. But let me go into this further. Birthright citizenship. Birthright citizenship was not in the Constitution when it was drafted in 1787. Birthright citizenship was put in the Constitution after the Civil War. And so it was purchased by an awful lot of blood of people who died in slavery and died during the Civil War. Why was it put into the Constitution? It was put into the Constitution to overturn the Dred Scott decision. The Dred Scott decision in 1857 said an African American, even born free in the United States, could never be a citizen of the United States. That's what Dred Scott held. So after the Civil War, the 13th Amendment banned slavery, but the 14th Amendment had to say, Dred Scott was wrong. If you were born in this country, you are a United States citizen. So that the president would want to go back and reinstate the Dred Scott rule. The Dred Scott rule. That tells you something about this guy. I don't think it should be surprising based on what we know about him, but that he thinks he can do that just as a one-man army. No, patriotic Americans have to stand up and say, you can't do this. I lived in a military dictatorship in Honduras for a year. I saw what it's like to have a dictator run a country and nobody be able to vote for anything. And whatever the rule was today, they could change it like that tomorrow, purely on a whim. You couldn't vote, and every rule could be changed. That's not the society we live in. So we'll stand up very strongly